Okay, just got home from work after a little bit of shopping. And we had a really big storm on Tuesday. I didn't actually tell the story, so I guess I'll do that here real quick. So Tuesday, the weather forecast as of about 3 p.m. was this extreme severe weather and torrential rainfall from like 6 to 7. And then I got home here, took my nap in between shifts and got back to heading to work, and the forecast had changed, so I didn't switch vehicles to this one. This car has a functioning defroster. This one does not. And so then the rain came either way for the final run of the night. The rest of the night was fine. I didn't have any issues. But the very last one, I had to use an old shirt to wipe the fog off the inside of the windshield here. And basically driving through water that was all the way up to the bumper on this car. It was rooster tailing out the side real bad. Thankfully, this thing ain't gone down. I got a few branches and things that have gone down, so that's kind of what we're doing here, is doing a walk around. I guess I'll start this way. Places that I know it's at. But anyways, yeah, so this thing had all the lights and everything were pulsing with the RPMs, and you'd rev it up and they'd pulse faster. Wednesday night, after it had been sitting for over 24 hours without any more rain, I started it up and it ran. So, I mean, the alternator's not dead. But it still had something electrical that was trying to kick in that would then cause the lights to get very bright and then dim again. So tonight, once it gets dark, I'm going to try this again. It is Saturday now, so it's been like 4 days. So I'm going to see if this is running better without having to replace anything. About 5 months ago, something similar happened on what I referred to as Tornado Tuesday. This past Tuesday was Typhoon Tuesday, because that was some hurricane force shit. But anyways, I'm going to find out tonight if this has any continuing electrical gremlins or anything like. But the last time it took about a week of driving a spare vehicle, and everything was fine. In the meantime, this is the spare vehicle. I haven't done any content on it yet, but I did purchase this about 2-3 weeks ago. Had to fix all the brakes and everything, brake lines, calipers. It's got some rocker issues, but anyways, it is a $700 car that runs great. So that's what I'm using right now. So we're going to take a look at any wind damage. Right off the bat, I noticed that there were a number of grape bunches. There's a few up there, way up there. But there were some other vines. Oh, no, there they are. Okay, that's the ones I was trying to find that I couldn't. That's good. These ones appear to be Pinot Noir, not Marechal Foch. Let's see if we can find them in the fracas here. There they are. Yeah, very black grapes. Not quite the same as these other ones. These are the Marechal Foch here. And you can see these ones kind of have a frosted look to them that the other ones do not. That's how I'm telling the difference. Also, the shapes of the leaves. These ones have that almost maple shape to them. And some of these other ones have a little more broadleaf, more of a spade shape. And that seems to be the difference between the Pinot Noir and the Marechal Foch. So, we're going to start up here and move the long way, just because I don't think I'm going to want to walk back up some of this stuff after the woods. Walking through my carrot patch full of bunnies. My brain-eating amoeba spawning ground. There's lots of snails. Which is good, because that means they'll clean a bunch of the crap off the inside of it, too. Oh, looking over here. There's a few of these things here look like they've been kind of, I know they've been bent or blown down, but this was cut a while ago. Got to get around to getting back up here. These are, a lot of these are the Chinese olive or whatever. And here we got some more grapevines that I'm actually going to, some of these I'm going to let cultivate. Some of these other ones are poison ivy I'm not going to let cultivate. So yeah, there's stuff blowing down out of this. This whole top of this ash tree's got the emerald ash borer, and it is coming down bit by bit. Oh wow, I'm trying to knock my freaking gutter off even. That's insane. Pausing, unpausing. All right. Yeah, we definitely got some bits of ash down here. This seems like some more ash trees. I don't even understand this part. This whole thing fell, so I get to harvest some wood. And unfortunately, there was a grapevine here, but I don't know that it actually had. It did. Oh, that sucks. What a waste. But I wouldn't have been able to reach those anyway. So I got some more stuff blowing around. So yeah, lots of these ash trees around here. I'll not be surprised to see a lot more in the woods down. I have to trim branches off of this locust here pretty soon, I think. Kind of starting to ingrow with this ash too. All the surroundings. Yeah, so I got a lot of that stuff to catch up. This fall is going to be very, very busy for collecting firewood, and I should have a good stack. You can see there's a whole bunch of stuff I'm expecting to come down here that hopefully won't hit the house. Thankfully, none of the power lines got hit. None of my tree line went down. So that's good. It's a very well-trodden trail here. Many healthy critters, that's for sure. Lots of signs of life. I got even more grapevines growing there. So yeah, any of these that I find that are in a relatively convenient place to allow it to do an arbor, I'm going to attempt to learn how to make grape arbors. So I'm gonna have some big old like grape trees, as it were. That I know grapes don't really grow on trees. Well, they grow in trees. So nothing else super serious that way. Over here, the first thing I noticed getting home was that this remains of this corkscrew willow have finally come down. Again, pausing. All right, so yeah, this has been dead for a long time. These things are very softwood and they rot very easily because we were too close to a creek. And then there's a volunteer over on the other side of the barn that's also, it's way taller, but also dead. But also innately magical wood. It's pretty cool. All right, yeah, the season's messing with these berries. Usually they stay redder longer. Very interesting. Any other major branches down here? Whatever this is. Might be an elm or something. Dutching out though like crazy. Game trail. This is deer here. Coming through there from across the road. This is when every time I hear something going up the road, it's walking through here. So some more elms, some branches that can probably be cut, even though we got a nice forest tunnel going. Over here. Some stuff down off of that old dead box maple. It's got a bunch of grapes up top, can't be reached. Nothing too serious, that's good. Tree branch falls are all good for having some firewood, but if it takes the tree out, then you got long-term wood you might be missing out on. Now this here is kind of wild. This thing was just completely overgrown last year, and I don't know what happened. But there ain't nothing here now. Small dead mulberry branches to cut, maybe. Glorious sunlight. Hella poison ivy out here. This whole thing, all of this is all poison ivy. Something's killing this though. But all them roots and all that, that's one poison ivy colony. I'm gonna cut off a section of that and make a wand or something like at some point. See, nothing else is really dying out here. Got a critter cave here. Not sure if this is multiple occupancy or what, but there's definitely trails. It's either possums, groundhogs, foxes, or rabbits. All right, so this side we're good. Oh, look. Look. That's delicious. That's gonna be some good wine. Real good wine. All them grapes, man. All the way down over here, we got them. Some hard to reach spots up under there. Some less hard to reach spots over here, especially now I got big old, these are all maraschino fauche. There's some, maybe they're interbreeding, I don't know, but you can see some of these have this little maple notch on the leaf, and some of these other ones, like there, really don't. All right, so heading back to here. Not a significant number of, there's like one little branch fell off this walnut. I'm surprised about that. Oh, there's a whole great bunch up on top of the huge amounts of vines on top of the garage. Lots of deer traffic here. This was a lot more vines last year, and I didn't do anything to damage the vines, but this really did not do shit this year. This one was like the main second batch. There were so many grapes on this. Now there's just nothing. I didn't cut the vines or anything. I just didn't survive. But yeah, so trees full of grapes. Grapes and trees. And as we can see here, this has also got the emerald ash borer going. This tree will be coming down eventually. Kind of don't think the cedars were even harmed in the look of it. Some more pruning to do. These guys can come out, they're dead, but not from the wind. Well, this stuff here, this one being broken, and these guys over here, you can see them all dangling and hanging. Those are all from the wind. And this is new. This came down off of that box maple that's dying out. right next to the big old corkscrew willow that's already dead. Damn, there's grapevines up there too. Some of these I'm just not even gonna be able to get. Here's the biggest casualty of the wind damage I've seen so far. This poor thing. With the pokeberries, we got a few. There we go. But this woody thing got snapped off. This one got busted over. These have all been messed up all the way down. They're barely bearing fruit this year. There's a lot of deer traffic that walks down into here too, I believe. All right, so nothing else along the front line was visible, so we're going to head toward the oaks. I mean, the ground almost feels like it's more tilted, but I don't think the wind really had anything to do with that. Well, I suppose we did have a little bit of earthquake last week or two. A couple times I felt the ground shaking. Of course, back here was where a lot of the wild hemp plants were growing. I doubt there's any of that left at all. Oh, this looks like it's been kind of bent down a little bit. I don't know if the wind did that. Just a lot of grass here now. See some game trails being formed around here. Nothing really got... So I don't think the wind was that hard here compared to in town. What I experienced in Burlington was 50-mile-an-hour straight line winds for like 10, 15 straight minutes. And I don't think anything even close to that happened out here. Mainly, I think I'm going to look for like large branch fall and such, but I don't think there's anything particularly recent here. These white oaks and red oaks have stood tall, but this pathway down is now kind of scuffed around too. That is, some of that can be harvested. And there's good wood. That's been sitting there for years, though. I don't think a whole lot of stuff went down. I'm not really trying to do a full forest walk. I've already taken too much time. Lots of deer hoofs, though. Lots and lots of deer hoofs. Very well trampled. May have run through here down to the creek when the storm was coming. And some of this stuff I think was just rushing water too. Enough water comes down, this would turn into one of them little gully creeks eventually. A lot of old stuff, nothing really new. And certainly some oak branches to be collected. Interesting to see how much the cedars have spread this way too. Cedars give way to oaks, and then the oaks kind of shelter some cedars, and when the oaks fall down, the cedars take back over, make room for the oaks. He's gonna strip the bark too, that's wild. Big old spider web there. Main trail. Thought I heard hoof movement. Creaks up a little bit too. All right, this seems to be a recent fall. Plants growing over top of it though. Sorry, spiders. My goodness, that's right. So this is recent tree fall. Gosh. And this has become very well trodden. Very, very well. And nothing at all like what happened in town. In Burlington, a lot of major large trees got taken out. It's still very wet down here 4 days later. Oh, straight through a big old web. That's no good. All right. I mean, there's a shitload of clearing. So I don't know if a deer stampede during the storm or what. Oh, is that a big old puffball? Is that something else? This is so trodden now, and I've not, I mean, this is all deer, but I've not used this. There's a lot of traffic through here. Is that a plastic something? Oh, that looks like a puffball. Roses, thorns. Oh, that is a big old puffball mushroom. That thing is just bigger than a basketball. I'm not getting close. Well, I'm glad to see there's some puffballs. I didn't see any after last year. I guess there's that. Oh yeah, deer. He did not come up. He's still standing in the water right there. Seeing a lot of branch fall. I'm gonna move forward and see if we can get a better look. So my beach is completely covered in water, all that shale that I was walking on. This has been completely redone since the last time I walked through. A very large number of deer have come through here. Unless maybe the wind blew all the roses down, but this has just magically become easy to get through, where before it was not. I don't know where the fuck that came from. If it was uprooted from here, I don't know. Slight rapids over there. Deer was right down there. Sounded like he was chucking across the other side, but once he stopped moving, I didn't hear like the leaves. So I thought maybe he'd be standing there or something. That water's definitely up. I don't know if there's a safe way to get down. But over there, and I ain't. Huge fucking thorns. This is recent fall. The deer was right over there, and I don't remember seeing it get up anymore unless he's just sneaking along the river bank, but this is about as far as I dare go. This rest of this is pretty deceptive. It's a lot steeper than it looks. Okay, so that's where he stopped. So I don't know if he jumped in, ran across to get up over there, but I don't really see. There's a trail I'm looking at. Yeah, it's right there going up. Oh, and we got something there. Okay, well, just as far as we go. whatever I saw moving looked like it was clomping around over this way too, but I don't, it's possible it got up and went that way, but I don't see it. I'm coming back up, so you better watch out. Unknown animal. Oh, look at those. Gorgeous. I have no idea what those are. I'll have to use this loud fucking gun. There's definitely something just in this thicket right here that backed off. Don't know if it's a cat, rabbit, a beaver, raccoon, small deer. Work my way back to the fence line. This is ridiculous. Something can obviously use this to walk across. I didn't even see this here. Serious trail. Water drainage here under the fence, all the way to the creek, used by animals. I gotta clear some of this shit out. Some of this might be new too, I don't know. There's a lot. Never did see what was there. Check the crossing along here. Might have just been a squirrel. That's weird for them to be on the ground like that. Not really seeing any scats. It doesn't look like there's anything else down. Right back toward the knob. That was beavered. Interesting. This one just rotted and fell. And you can see there is a lot of packed down surface here, so I don't know if that was foxes or what. There's definitely a deer that I saw. I wasn't able to get the camera on it fast enough, but I saw the tail. further sign of whatever it was. Through a spot that I haven't been through in a while. Definitely trails through here. Let's see if we can figure out. Deer. It's like their main river road. Couple spiders. So that's the deer trail. Coming up on the fence line. I believe we'll follow the fence. This is the corner of the property. There's a pin driven in around here somewhere to measure from. There's a burrow beginning under this tree. I'll head this way along the fence. Walking through every spider web along the way. This vine is growing off of there. Some very, very large leaves out there, foot long. This is the previous year's branch fall. The other parts of that large sycamore that fell. That main road. Take the off ramp. And here we got a tree that seems to be dying, maybe walnut. Not branching out, losing bark. Might be black walnut, I don't know. That might be fresh fall. Bit of fresh on the fence line. Something or someone walking on the neighbor's land. This is some fresh oak fall, but little bits. Nothing crazy. Deer have grazed out a lot down here. Might be fresh. Huge spider trap. This is all from 2 years ago or last year, whichever it was. I was cutting all this stuff out, using it for wood for the winter. A bit more yet. When it gets a little cooler, leaves are a little crunchier, I'll be able to get down here with a chainsaw, get a lot of this stuff lopped up and hauled up. lot of really recent stuff. Some. I think a lot of wind came through either way and blew a bunch of the plants over. You can see a serious game trail directly through the freaking mayapple patch. Let's see what happened to that one guy that I left. That got eaten or left. That must have got eaten. Some hickory nuts. That's cool. What I think are hickory trees. Fresh fall. Small shit. Here we are. So, yeah, not a lot of stuff fell. Oh yeah, and then here, even though it's totally covered in spider webs, which sucks, but some of these will be kept for spiders. Some of these I think I want to get at on my own. Like I'll be able to get them away, but you can see they're getting eaten off the thing already too, or the wind blew them. But there's a ton of these, and these appear to be Pinot Noir. Oh my gosh, the freaking salt spot is still there. Over 10 years ago, there was a salt lick here, and the deer still use it on the ground. It's just there's this one patch of salted ground. You can see here they've been laying about, still bedding down in my yard. One of my cats get all freaked out at night and want to run back inside because there's these gigantic horse-sized things that are just clumping around in the dark. You can see all their movement. So that's what we got.